Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, back once again. Got a little discussion I want to have. You know what I'm talking about? And you see the title is called Why Does the Heathen Rage? Yeah. Know you've been paying attention to all the things that's been going on. And I just want to give you just a little bit of encouragement. You know what I'm talking about? It's gonna get rough, but I still you know what I'm saying, want to give you a little encouragement. You know what I'm talking about. Cause see, if you got yourself right with the most high, hey, really ain't got nothing to worry about, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta go through things, but you know, keep yourself, straight with the most high, you good. Now, I'm gonna show this. I got a little scripture I want to read to you to start things off. You know what I'm talking about. And it's coming from Psalms chapter 2. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna read from verse 1 all the way down to uh let me start at verse 1. I probably stop at you know what I'm saying, uh verse 7. Okay. Now it reads, verse 1, Psalms chapter 2. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of this earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sits in the heavens shall laugh, and the Lord, or the Most High, shall have them in derision, having them all confused. You know what I'm saying? Like when you say gonna break their bands, they want to break their bands. They want to see. They know who we are. We the people of the Most High, and we really have authority over them. And they know at the end what's gonna happen. So they want to get rid of us, but it ain't gonna work. Verse 5. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. And you know what I'm saying? The Most High, hey, he ain't gonna be too long. You know, things going like they going, but the Most High gonna, you know what I'm saying? He gonna protect his people. You know, the ones that are walking in his will. I ain't saying everybody. Some people are destined for judgment because they won't separate themselves from the wicked. Now, a while ago, the Houston Brew had a good show, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of things he was discussing, I'm gonna, kind of, it kind of involves some of the things I'm gonna say. A small a portion of it, you know what I'm saying? And because our people don't have sense enough, we say our people, because all Israel ain't Israel. I don't think some people never pay attention to that when they're saying all Israel, not Israel. Just like it says, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, some of our people, you know, they just ain't gonna make it. But let me keep reading. Verse 6. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. The Lord, the Most High, have said unto me, thou my son, this day have I begotten thee. Verse 8, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them into pieces like a potter's vessel. Okay, now that was Psalms chapter 2, verse 1 through 9. It's talking about how these heathens are raging. And when I say heathens, I'm speaking on those that are not a part of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Those that are not Yasharal. Shabbat Shalom, King. Yeah, Houston Brew in the building. I was just saying how some things you were talking about in your message today, it kind of, goes along with what I'm talking about right now. Yes, sir. But yeah, now we saying how the heathen raging. Now, let me get into it. You know what? I'm gonna have to start doing this in a PowerPoint, man, and showing visuals. That's what I'm gonna have to start doing, as soon as I learn how to share my screen. But anyway, so you got people right now. Yes, sir. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Yoel Yahuda. Yeah. But right now, the other day I heard, I'm gonna tell you what the heathen are doing. The other day I heard in North Carolina, when the truck drivers, they going down a specific highway, and the heathens, these other nations, which we know are the white people in that area, they were getting those dudes out of the truck and kidnapping them. And some of them there, it was said that they was taken to this white area where they was hanging these guys. So they families calling for these people, trying to find where these truck drivers at, and ain't nobody showing up because these MAGA people and other ridiculous, wicked, evil people are killing them people. But that's not the end of it. Wait, there's more. Now, I've been hearing all this year how they've been killing black truck drivers all around the United States. This is why I didn't want to become a truck driver. I was about to do it, but I changed my mind because they don't even want you to have a gun in your truck with you. Man, that sounds crazy. I'm gonna be driving all around the United States, and you don't want me to have no heat in there with me? No, I ain't doing that. If I leave up out of the house, I got something on me, and that's a fact. I don't never leave out the house without mine. As a matter of fact, I got something sitting in here with me right now. But anyway, let me keep going. So then you hear about the two situations in Mississippi. Those are not the only situations that happened this year. Also, these are just these are the ones, the recent ones they're just talking about now. So, but you heard about the dude, the youngster that got hung over there in Delta State University, which is in Cleveland, Mississippi. Then you have another situation that happened in Vicksburg. There was supposed to be like a white dude. Now I can kind of think, they did that as a, to throw you off on what was really going on. Say, Hey, it's happening to white people too. But let's rewind things back. Then down there in another part of Mississippi, they jumped on this man who was kind of I want to use the right correct term. I'm gonna say he was kind of special. They jumped on the dude, beat him up. He was just riding the bike. Then they tried to do it again the second time. He ended up shooting them though. They put him in jail. You see what I'm saying? And he just defending himself. So then you hear, let's go on back. You heard his other truck driver who was up there in Georgia. They killed him. He was a young dude, just graduated out of truck driving school up there in Georgia. He was delivering some packages. They kidnapped the dude, they murdered him, and then that it be the same thing over and over. Suicide. Now, you know, and I know, you know, and I know black people ain't hanging themselves. If a black person want to commit suicide, they gon', you know, most time women, they gonna take some drugs or something to kill themselves. And a man, he gonna shoot himself. Vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they prey on the weak. They prey on the weak. Say, take it for instance. If do you think you ain't gonna never hear of somebody coming to Jackson, Mississippi, and you see some black dude hanging up in no tree? You won't hear that in Flowood, Mississippi. You won't hear it. You won't hear it. You won't hear it in Canton, Mississippi. You ain't gonna hear it in Madison. You ain't gonna hear it in Yazoo City. I'm just naming a couple places, you know, where there's a lot of black people at. You ain't gonna hear it down in Miami Bayou. Just, you know, places where you got a lot of black people. But when you got these little one-horse hick towns, like that dude, they hung him. Delta State University in Cleveland, Mississippi, it ain't hardly no black people go to that college. So that's why, just like we were talking about today, we need to separate ourselves from them people. Because number one, it's a lot of spiritual warfare going on. It's a lot of spirits on them people right now. Because number one, they know they on the judgment. This one thing. They know they on the judgment. They know what's gonna happen. They know what's gonna eventually happen. They are going to become, they are going to be destroyed. They know that. They know eventually Jacob, they know that who they call black people, they just know they gonna rule over everybody just sooner or later. They've been having a problem with that ever since the Emancipation Proclamation. What we gonna do with the Negro problem? What we gonna do with these Negroes? You had Abraham Lincoln wanted to send us to Central America, but that didn't happen. So we started doing what we had to do, and black people, money started getting better than the United States government money. You know, we were all prospering, living good. So what they had to do? Well, birth of a nation. Now the Klansmen being born. You see what I'm saying? And so forth and so forth. You know what happened. So now, and you get down to the day, how many black people really just suffering right now? Really none. Because we always did had to struggle, you know what I'm saying? But now that they got to struggle, they can't handle it. So now, so they blaming, they'll say the left and Democrats and this and that and all this nonsense. But they won't take their problems. This is one thing I learned about a white man. Me, I grew up with him. I grew up in Rankin County in an area where you had racist white people. They didn't bother us too much because they knew our family was, I got a big family and we didn't play no games. Still to this day don't. So they tried to play a game every once in a while and then stuff happened to them. That's all I'm gonna say. But they never take their problems out with the person they had a problem with. They want to take it out on the black man. They'll go and they'll find somebody they can take their problems out on that can't defend themselves, and that's what they do. That Kirk dude, Captain Kirk, that got knocked off the other day, did no black man do that. But what they got to say? Oh, I need to knock these people off. I need to knock off some black folks because I got to take my problems out on them. And then the fact of the matter is, do you why black people ain't even talking about nothing no more? We out the way. We staying out the way. But still, I need black people. Let's start talking about Obama and all that. What did he got to do with anything? This is how sick these folks are. This is how sick they are. That's why we have to separate ourselves from them people, man. Under the sound of my voice, if you are a so-called black person, which are the children of Israel in this nation right here, we don't need to deal with no other nations of people. Just stick to yourself. Because if you don't, you're going to see. Because though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. And sometimes you going to fall to that same punishment because you don't bound yourself to them. So if you bound yourself to them, shouldn't you get the same punishment that they get? What do y'all think? You think we need to be friends with everybody? When the Most High says never trust your enemies, I know I should bring them scriptures out, but quote, put them on paper, but go to the scripture and say exactly how it says. But hey, but anyway, you get my point. But the thing is, like I said, all these things happening, and then you look at this. You look at this. One dude on Fox News, he stated that, or somebody homeless, we need to knock them off. We need to knock them off. Get them an injection so it can kill them. Know what the white people did? They went and shot up, which this probably has something to do with the dude in Vicksburg they hung too. It was some weirdo, some dummy went and shot up 2 homeless encampments after they said that. Now, the man that stated that, this show you how slow they are. They are stupid people. You went and shot up a bunch of people in the homeless camp just because somebody on the news said we need to get rid of them, the homeless people. Now, you tell me, is those people slow or what? They got to be slow. Them people ain't got nowhere to stay. They ain't bothering you. They homeless, man. Why you want to kill them? You gonna kill somebody just because they ain't got no money? Just 'cause they ain't got nowhere, and we know that most of the time somebody homeless, they have mental issues for the most part. Not saying 100%, but most people here in the United States, when they are homeless, 9 times out of 10, they got mental issues. Which you have some that don't. They just, hey, they got mental issues or drug issues. A lot of white men have alcohol problems. They can be an alcoholic and lose everything. I don't know how that happened. Don't want to know. But how can you drink yourself out of $100,000 job a year, a wife, a family, nice homes, bank account, and all this and that, and you just say, "Hey, I want to drink myself to death and live on the street." It happens. I've seen it happen. That's the way them people do, man. Them people got mental problems. Yes, sir. But yeah, they got all these problems, but they never take their problem. They never look in the mirror and say, okay, I'm the problem. Is that psycho or not, man? And then, you hearing about this 3-eye atlas thing going on. Where, see, I'm gonna tell you, we can't see everything going on above that firmament, man. See, right now, the sun up, we can see the blue skies and all that. That's the light shining down for us to see daytime and all this and that. When the sun ain't shining, all you see is night. That ain't no more water up there, man. It's water above, and you got water in the ocean. You got water up under the ocean you can't even go through. It's too hard. Just like the water above. You know what I'm saying? It's called the expanse or firmament. But anyway, I ain't meaning to get all into that running rabbits. Some people might not believe that. But the thing is, they seeing these things take place up in the sky, in this big old thing that's coming toward, that's gonna circle around, coming near the earth. And they like, this thing got unnatural lights on it now. This thing is 7 miles long. Then they go back, now they say it's 10 times the size of that. It's 70 miles long, wide and stuff. They don't know what's coming. I can tell you what's coming. A most high judging this earth. That's the only thing I can say. Now they're seeing all these other so-called comets. It was 1, then it was 2, then it was 7. Now you can't count them. I'm guessing. It's just so many of them. Man, that could be the heavenly bodies moving around, getting in position. And then the United States talking about they gonna attack. They're gonna try to fight the thing off. And you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna only find themselves looking like a fool, man. They only gonna find themselves look like a fool. Now I can't explain everything going in the heavens. I can't explain everything about the Most High, and ain't can't nobody do it. If they tried, they lying. Got to be weary of a person that know everything, because we don't know everything. We only know what is revealed to us, and plus what's in the scripture. And some things are hard to be made out, but it's judgment coming for them, and they know it. It's judgment coming for them. They know eventually their reign is over, and they gonna be wiped off of this earth. Now, let me go to Obadiah. Ain't but one chapter, but Obadiah verses 7 through 10. I ain't gonna take long, y'all. You know what I'm saying? My stuff don't last long. Don't mean no harm. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 7 through 10. And it reads, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread and have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, said the Lord, or the Most High, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau, and they and thy mighty men, O Timon, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Did you hear that? They're going to be cut off forever. Most High said it. I didn't see it. And then you look at it, how all the men of the Confederacy, like you go to Psalm 83. Well, I ain't going there yet. But anyway, all the people that were a part of their, which if you look at all the European nations have the same symbol. It's an eagle. All the European nations have the same symbol, which is the eagle. And what did that eagle represent? It represents the Roman Empire, the new Roman Empire, that last beast. It's that last beast. So they all are confederate with each other. And then you have the other nations that's cool with them. Cause see, don't think that Esau is just the white man either. Cause Esau spread his seed around the whole earth. You have some people with slanted eyes that are Esau. You have some people that's kind of dark that are Esau. You got a lot of, if you got a lot of people, but those main nations that are going around the earth destroying everything. You know what I'm saying? With that eagle as their symbol. Yeah. That's Esau, man. And you got the United States, who was supposed to be the hammer of the whole earth. You know what I'm saying? They have been deceived because don't nobody fool with them no more. Look at who they got for a president, man. Look at the decisions he's making that make everybody not like the United States. Look at the people that's in office that he got hired to, take care of specific things. Don't it seem like they all kind of idiots? But then, hold on. Then you got the BRIC nations who all came together and they trying to do their own thing, separate from that US dollar and do things, back there, back their own currency. Because the dollar crashing. And then they had a meeting the other day, a secret meeting. I think it was I think they had it in Brazil. It was Russia and some more people. It was a bunch of them. and they had a meeting. They had a meeting, and some of them were supposed to be the United States friends. Some of them were supposed to be the G7 friends, the European nation friends. But it looks like everybody cutting themselves off from them, which so they being left alone to suffer what's getting ready to happen. And we know what's getting ready to happen. I just read it out of the book of Obadiah. And this is because they did this right here. Let's go to Psalm 83, chapter 5. Psalm 83, verse 5 through 8. Psalm 83, verse 5 through 8. And it reads, "For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee." Precept to what I was talking about. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites. Yeah, the one that say they're Arabs. And Ishmaelite, they mix with, I ain't gonna get into that. Of Moab, the Hagarenes, get Gabal, Ammon, Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Selah. Do unto them as the Midianites, as unto Sisera, as the Jabin at the brook of Kison, which perishes at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Okay, I meant to stop there, verse 8. But anyway, you get my point. Y'all join together because they want to, they come confederate with these. That's that new Roman Empire, man. That's that last beast is talking about. And they say, hey, we can rule the world. We can keep the rightful rulers of the earth from getting in their rule. And then we can run things, keep them in slavery and do what we want to them. As you know, look at all the captivities that we went through. Wasn't it 7 altogether, wasn't it? You had Babylon, you had the you had the Persian, but they end up letting us go on by business, Darius. Then you had the Greeks, then you had the Romans, then you had, then you had Ishmael, then you had who taught the Europeans how to really do them niggas in slavery. Then you had the Atlantic slave trade. And don't think that those Asians didn't have nothing to do with no slavery either, because they were sold, they took, not don't let me forget about Egypt now. You know what I'm saying? What the Hamites did to us. Then you had, you had some that was sold up into Asia and different places. You know what I'm saying? Don't count the Chinese out. Don't count the Iran out. Don't count not Iran. What's them people name? Yeah, Iran. But we all scattered through Pakistan everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But all these people joined together to take our throne, take our possession, keep us in slavery, do all kinds of stuff to us, but the Most High gonna bring us back to where we supposed to be. But they have all turned their back on these Europeans now. And like I said, the United States, their main headquarters. Why you think they got a United Nations building up there in New York? It took crafty counsel, man. It run real deep. All the nations of the earth. They come. Why we don't have nobody to represent us at the United Nations? You ever notice that? You probably say, well, they got somebody from the United States. Yeah, but we a nation inside of a nation in captivity. Who represent us? The only person who can represent us is the Most High. So we don't have no representation right now. But everybody else on earth, they represent it at the United Nations. You don't think that's kind of strange? It's something strange about that, man. But hey, yeah, facts, 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 man. We got everybody they got some kind of ambassador, somebody, some minister or whatever to represent us. I mean, represent their nation. Howbeit, we the only people that don't have any representation at when they have those summits and meetings and all that up there in up there in New York. We ain't got nobody. We ain't got nobody to represent us in Parliament or none of that. So, but we supposed to just accept that. Nah, I ain't accepting it. That's how you know that we the children of Israel. Look at the scripture. Look who going through all this stuff. It's us. But it's all good. It's all good. Now, I got three more scriptures, and I'm gonna shut this thing down. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 10. Isaiah chapter 10. Isaiah chapter 10. Give me just a second. Do 45, 47. Isaiah chapter 10, and I'm gonna start at verse 20. Yeah. And it reads, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Most High, the Holy One of Yasharal, in truth. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty Yah. For for though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decree shall overflow with righteousness. Yea. Let me go to Romans chapter 9, verse 27, 28. Yeah. Romans chapter 9. There's a lot of good stuff in Romans too. Romans chapter 9, verse 27 and 28. Isaiah also cried concerning Israel. Though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. For he will finish the work and cut it short in righteousness, because a short work will the Most High make upon the earth. See, I said all that to say this. The Most High judging this earth, but only a remnant of us gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna make it, you know what I'm saying, out of this captivity. Shabbat shalom. Now, mail the trunk right there. 40. Yeah, 45 by himself. But yeah, yes, sir. Everybody ain't gonna make it, man. You know what I'm saying? Up out of captivity. Only the remnant gonna make it. And those the ones that keep the commandments and follow the Messiah and you know wherever he goes. And see, these people know their time is short. They know everybody has turned their back on them. You know, even a lot of countries don't even want to accept the United States money no more. You know what I'm saying? They're like, man, we don't want that trash. No, buy some gold and then we'll trade in that. They don't want to do it. And everybody has turned their back on the United States because now I'm gonna tell you, I don't do any voting, but like I was telling my wife, I telling certain people, anybody that's elected officials, they in the place that they are because the Most High gonna use them for his specific purposes. He gonna use them for his, and he using that orange Cheeto dude to destroy the United States. That's what he do. That's what he using them for. I don't. I sit back and laugh at it. A lot of people just don't get it, man. But that's what's happening. He using that dude to tear this place apart, and all these delightful white people that's sitting around going crazy. I was sitting there eating a steak yesterday at work that I had made, that I had cooked, and I thought about this dude say, man, I'm going through all this. I ain't got enough money to even buy me a steak. And I just started laughing. And I said, you ain't got no money to buy a steak? Making all that money you make, just go and buy it and cook it. But see, in their mind, you know, some people don't know how to manage money either. And they never knew how to manage money. The only reason they was able to make it because, you know, uh they've been hand fed, spoon fed, you know, baby their entire existence of these four the 400 some years we've been here. They've been babied, and now they don't know how to make it. Let's see, the sound getting choppy, like I was earlier, and how Yoel sounded last night. Oh yeah, it might not be. I hope it was because my mic. They are really, hmm, they're really trying to interrupt our messages to the masses. Yeah, I can believe that too, man. I thought you like Chop the Screw, man. You don't like that music, Chop the Screw, man. They just chopping it up. I can see the way you're looking on the TV is kind of strange looking. I don't know what it is, man. Maybe that's YouTube playing games or something, man. Yeah. Yeah, the orange Cheeto dude, man. That dude is a joke, man. That show, you know, when you have leaders like that, that shows the ignorance of the people. And me growing up around them, going to a mostly, you know, the school I went to, they really slow, man. I mean, if you just around them, you can tell how slow they is. Yeah, they is. They like a look. You know, I ain't talking about. You know, they like a bunch of special needs children. This nation is a nation of special needs people. You see how these people think, and they just anytime you vote to destroy your own self, you special needs. And they whole nation a bunch of special needs children that just walking around, you know, hey, they got to get on the short bus. It's something wrong with them, man. But the Most High just uncovering them and showing how dumb they is. They're a bunch of idiots. Thinking, but see, that's okay. Because what they ignorance, they ignorance is bringing them to an end. Bring their whole kingdom to an end. Let's see. Yep, YouTube tripping. Sure is. Let's see what we got here. My other class went from 140 views down to 48 views. Yeah, man, it's like they trying to block something. They censoring us now because they don't want if we say anything, it's hate speech. But if we sit up there and be cooning around and jumping around, oh no, that man was a Christian. Why they kill him? That was awful. Oh no. Then your views everything gonna work out then. Well, do they worship that dude? They think he the Messiah. I forgot. My bad. He the Messiah. That's all it is. What we got right here. Yep. They just built the curriculum for themselves. It's culturally biased. Yep. Everything they say is all about them, man. We were never meant to make it. They plan on after, really, they wanted to really have us in slavery forever. And then when we finally broke those chains, they ever since the Reconstruction era, they've been trying to look for a way to destroy us anyway. Shalom, J. Martin. Yes, sir. But yeah, they plan on, getting rid of us, man. They ain't expect us to last this long. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. I had it on my old computer. I did some research, and this was back in 2008. This was back in 2008. I had looked at the U.S. Census records and some old research I had did. I'm gonna tell you how they be lying and messing up numbers and stuff, so you will know really what's going on. Now, I looked at the census record. I've mentioned this a bunch of times to people, but I guess it be going over people's head. Okay, did you know in 1660, according to census records back then, it was like 40. It was like 40,000 people enslaved in the United States. Well, all together, you can say, 1760, it was 400,000. 1860, it was 4 million. 1960, it was 40 million. Do you see the progression of what I'm saying? So our population every 100 years went up 10 times. So what do you think that projects for 2060? 400 million. Why you think they doing what they can to try to destroy us? Man, I heard they keep saying there's 43 million people, black folks in the United States. Man, that's a lie. That's the biggest lie I can tell. They okay. How in 1860 the population of black people were 14%. 1960 it was 13%. And now today is 2025. Now the population is right on the is 12.6%. It's 43 million people. So you mean to tell me in 60 years it went from 40 million black people to 43 million black people? I wonder, do people even pay attention to that? A lot of people don't pay attention to that stuff, man. I pay attention to it though. It has got to be at least, I'm saying at least, it could be twice as much as I'm about to say. Now, one person that stated that did a little research say it's between 70 to 100 million black people in the United States. I believe it's around 200 million. But they skew numbers. They make numbers up, change things around. How you mean to tell me from 1960 when people like me, when my parents, which I was born in the 70s, 70, I ain't gonna tell you because you're gonna call me old. Yeah, I'm 50, so what? But anyway, so in 1960, you had 40 million black people in the United States. Okay, how 60 years later, it ain't but 3 more million added to that? When I was growing up, our parents had anywhere from 5 to 15 children. Let me say that again. Our parents had anywhere, I'm talking about people that was born in the 40s and 50s that had children. I had to go back to the 30s too. I don't know nobody parents that old though, but I'm gonna take my parents for instance. They were born in the 40s. I know plenty of people I grew up with, they parents born in the 40s, some born in 50s. And my mom and dad had 9 children. I know people that had 13 children. I know other families that I grew up with, it was 13 of them, 15 of them. How now, and them people don't had 7, 8 children apiece themselves. I got a cousin that got 13 children, man. Me and him the same age. How's it 3 million added to, man? It's a lie. It's a bold-faced bull crap lie. I will go far as to say black people make up 35% of the people in the United States now. Yeah. Let's see. Just like the Most High built the curriculum for us, it's culturally biased. Yes, sir. That's why they can't understand the scripture. They can't understand it, man. The devil will never tell you the truth. Yeah, they just make up lies all the time. When I hear these people be online talking about it's 40 million people, black people in the United States, I ain't even counting the people that's mixed. I'm talking about real regular black people. Man, how many niggas got baby mamas and all these different baby mamas and stuff that were Gen X and millennials that got all these shit. Come on, man. People thinking 3 million. 3 million more people in 65 years. Yeah, right. That's the craziest thing. Oh, now you got okay, Elder Hundo. Okay. I'm 4 years older than you. You gonna talk junk, huh? All right. Okay. Yes, sir. Shut up. Anyway, hey, look at there. He said, J Mar said, my mom had 11 siblings. Exactly. How they were having all these children, and then you gonna say, oh, no, it was 40 million back then. Then they changed the number again and said 38. We hump too much to only grow 3%. Exactly. Exactly. Man, my mama and my daddy got 21 brothers and sisters. My granddaddy had 22 children. His brother had a bunch of children. His sister had a lot of children. Come on, man. They got us food. They want you to think we small in number. So when they do something, we us be scared and all this and that. Oh no, Mr. Dirty White Man gonna jump on us and beat us up. We can't do nothing. We ain't got enough numbers. We ain't got it ain't that we ain't got enough numbers. Malcolm X told you. It just we ain't got enough unity. Yeah, he say his mama got 11 siblings. Hey, my mama got 5. My daddy got 21. I told you. My granddaddy had 22 children. I have 21 aunts and uncles. All of them ain't alive now. But, I ain't mean to chase rabbits, but it was good for the discussion to show you how, you know, yeah, them demons hide behind the scenes. Yeah. And we know they the smallest group on earth. They only 2% of the world population. No, what let me see. Well, I looked last time. They 1% of the world population, and they not reproducing. Do you know the only people reproducing is black people worldwide? Now you got Latinos when they come to the United States, they reproduce. They ain't reproducing in Mexico and other Latin places. The black people, the black Latinos, the one reproducing. Most people they poor, they ain't trying to have no children. country country humpkin. Country humping. Oh man. Yay. Man, it ain't no like I say. We make too many babies. There's no way the population is 43 million. Yeah, maybe 43 million back in 1960. Shoot, I'm telling you, man. It probably, man. I say on a light number, man. They already knew. They looked at. They got think tanks on this, man. That's why they had to try to make us gay and make you stupid, make us kill each other. They had to use the music to do it, and they had to mess you up at school, poison us, uh, try to figure out ways to lock us up. Try to they sit around and think about that. They know, man. In 2060, it's supposed to be 400 million of them people. The way they growing, man, we gotta do something about this. I'm telling you, I know for a fact it's more than 100 million black people in the United States. And I ain't saying mix. If you add them, it's probably 250 million. Because they women run behind everybody except the white man anyway. But anyway, yeah. I ain't mean to chase rabbits and say a lot of stuff, but it's just what it is, man. They we they I missed somebody. My bad. What's going on? Cry loud. I forgot about I skipped right past you. What's going on, sis? Yeah. But yeah, man, I got one more scripture. See, and this the reason why they worried right now. This the reason why they going crazy. They pretty much this why they want the they want everything to fall in chaos. The They want everything to, you know, oops, I made a mistake. They want everybody to martial law and all that. But they forgetting, no matter what they say, they ain't gonna win. I don't care how many guns they got or all that. They forget we got guns too. They never could beat us. The only reason they were able to put us in slavery, they forget that the Most High allowed it. But they forgetting that he is, he waking his people up and he's showing favor on us again. And them curses being broken and them curses going back on them now. But like I said, Second Ezra, and let's see, chapter 6, verse 7 through 9. Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 7 through 9. This is what they're afraid of. And it reads, Then answered I and said, What shall be the pardon asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followed? Now you see what he had the question that Ezra asked, and watch what the angel gonna tell him. And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world. They know it's the end for him. And Jacob is the beginning of that which follows. Yes, sir. So they can do all this, want to bring in martial law and telling Trump, just give the word and we'll go in house to house and do this and that. Man, you go house to house, you finna get knocked off. Because the only reason they're able to do this, hang in and, you know, slipping up, doing stuff to our people is because, hey, you know what I'm saying? They prey on the weak. That's what they do. I can tell you, I said it on Tales from the Sip. One time, some skinheads tried to unalive me. I was down there in one of them country towns, and I was on this back road. My car was acting funny, so I had pulled over side the road, lift my hood up. I was looking at some stuff. Then all of a sudden, five, these it were five skinheads. They all their head was shaved. And they pulled beside me in a blue van. And the back door opened up and they jumped out like I guess they figured they were going, we got us a lick. Finna snatch him up, take him down here and do whatever we want to him and kill him. But I always keep that heat on me. So when I up my thing, you know what I'm saying? They stopped in their tracks. And then the dude that was driving in the front, there were two of them in the front. I guess the three was supposed to grab me and throw me in the van or something, But when they seen me holding that pistol, they stopped, and then the dudes in the front, we just playing. No, you wasn't. You ain't playing. I didn't say nothing. I was just waiting you take one step. I'm finna lay all y'all down. But that's what they do. They think they got a lick. That's what they do, man. But yeah, because they know that they world ending. They ain't reproducing unless they reproduce with a black person or something. With They ain't nobody reproducing really, but us. And they they want to kill us off, but they can't do it. The Most High ain't gonna allow it. It's just like when I quoted Psalms 2, he gonna laugh at them. It ain't gonna happen, my brother. You ain't knocking off the Most High's people. Yep. Welcome to Mississippi. You in the SIP. You know what I'm saying? Which really anywhere, man. Because did you know I found out that it's like over 1,000 sundown towns in Illinois? I didn't know that. But you can look it up. What? No, not 1,000. What was it? It was like, it was a lot of them. I know it was over 200 in Illinois. I did not know that, man. The little couple sundown towns around here, you know about it. Everybody know. They a lot of time they be scared to mess with you too. All right, Soldier Slim, I keep that heat on me. Yes, sir. I don't leave home without it. J. Martin says it's like that in Kentucky too. Yay. I heard something about Kentucky last night. What was it? Nah, when I get off live, I'm gonna remember. But it was something happened in Kentucky. I can't remember. Yeah, what was it? Yeah, they're making it a mission to get our seeds. Yay. I'm seeing white women, they interviewed them and they said, why does she like black men? You know, you got a lot of our people kind of slow, man. They be like, man, oh, yeah, all the white women and this and that like her. They don't like you, man. Man, they'll call the police on you and get you killed, man. Let them get mad at you. Yeah. Yeah, Illinois is connected to Mississippi. You know, they left here. They left here you know, a lot of my people left here in the 60s, moved to South Side Chicago and out west in Indiana. A couple of them in Detroit, but for the most part, they're in Chicago. That's why I got so many aunts and uncles and cousins and stuff up there. There in Indiana too. But Indiana, seems like Indiana and Chicago the same place to me. Or just that side of Chicago. I don't know. The whole eastern part is another sundown town. Yep. See? See what I'm saying? Yep. Sure is. A lot in East St. Louis, Illinois. Yep. Sure is. You have one part in East St. Louis. You got black people live there and sort of kind of, I think kind of mixture of people a little bit. And then you got one side, the is that the northern part where it ain't number what or the west? What's the west? Yeah. Anyway, one part, that's where all the white people live, and you go over there a certain time of day, good luck. Good luck. Hope you make it out. But yeah, they think all the sundown towns in the South, please. Same way we did the Great Migration back in the 50s and 60s, they did too. They followed us. Why they won't leave us alone though? This is what my problem is. You don't want to be around us, but we can't even go nowhere without you following us. If we went to Africa right now. Look, it'd be some trying to. Oh, we want to go with you. Want to hang around, but then don't like you. I don't get it. But anyway, I do the heathen rage. I just wanted to come on here and discuss that, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to keep you on it too long. Didn't even plan on staying on the hour. But I appreciate everybody that's watching, everybody that's on live right now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's on the live. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. Shout out to those that's gonna come in and watch on the, you know, that's gonna come back and watch. They need us. They are not successful without us. They need our labor. Yep. But the same way they need our labor, we finna need their labor. Yes, sir. Because, like the scriptures say, like I just read in 2nd Esdras in chapter 6, for Esau, the end of the world, and Jacob is, well, you know what it says. I don't want to misquote it. Without us, they'll be sick. Yep. Some people made that sundown, look, sundown, what should it, all whites, little town in not Wisconsin, it was in wasn't Michigan. It wasn't it. Let me see. Missouri. Yeah. In Missouri, they made that look. They already got they about to go crazy. They ain't got no black folks over there they don't know what to do. But good. Get away from us so we don't have to, when the Most High judge that area, it won't be none of our people there. That'll be the good part about it. I ain't wishing judgment on nobody, but I tell you like this. I pray that the Most High deliver his people. I don't pray for no heathens. I don't pray for other nations. The only thing I pray is he deliver us. That's my prayer. That he deliver us. Before I go, do anybody got any questions or anything they want to say before I shut it down? Yes, sir. Well, this is what this subject. Why do the heathen rage? And you can see why they raging. They just on some nonsense because they know their world is over with. And our world is about to begin. But until next time, peace out. And may the Most High bless each and every one of you. Shabbat shalom. Yes, sir.